Birmingham. This is the regular meeting of the Birmingham City Council. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. This morning, our invocation will be delivered by Reverend Otis McGuire, pastor of Water of Life Ministry, and our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilor Hunter Williams. If you're willing and able, please stand.
Good morning. May we bow in prayer. Our Father and our God, we come now thankful for this another day of life, health, and strength. We come, dear Father, now asking that you would preside over and in this meeting of the business of the Birmingham City Council. Father, God in heaven, bless us today that this council and all those present would be led by your Spirit, that the business of this city would be conducted with discretion, with compassion, with transparency, and by your Spirit. Father God in heaven, be pleased now to bless all who are in this chamber today, that we conduct ourselves accordingly, and we be reminded that you alone are God. Besides you, there is none other. Lord, we commit now this meeting unto you, in the name that is above every name. In Jesus' name, we say, amen. To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Present.
Councilmember Moore.
Good morning.
Good morning. Councilmember Smitherman.
Good morning.
Good morning. Councilmember Tate. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Good morning. Council President Pro Tem Alexander.
Good morning, President.
Good morning. Council President O'Quinn.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Council, before us we have the minutes of the April 1st and April 8th, 2025 meetings. If there's no additions or corrections, we'll consider a motion to approve those minutes.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, those minutes are approved. The minutes are not ready for the April 15th, 2025 through September 2nd, 2025 meetings. This time we'll have communications from Mayor Woodfin.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning.
Good morning to the entire council. It's good to see all of you all this morning. Good morning to the general public as well. Related to today's mayor's report, Mr. President and council, I'm going to start with BBB Shred Day. Shred Day. That stands for Better Business Bureau. So the Better Business Bureau is hosting a free Shred Day for residents who want to safely dispose of sensitive documents to protect their identity. I think I need to sign up personally myself. The event is Friday, September 12th from 9 a.m. to 12 near Regents Field at 1st Avenue South between 14th and 16th Street. So just let me repeat that. The event is Friday, September 12th. That's this Friday. It'll be 3 hours from 9 a.m. to 12. It's free. It's near Regents Field on 1st Avenue South between the 14th Street and 16th Street block. They are accepting paper only, 2 boxes or bags with a 50-pound limit, and this is for individuals only, no businesses. So this is for, again, just individuals. If you are a business, you will be turned away. I want to encourage residents who have sensitive information. This is a great opportunity at no charge to you to take advantage of. At this time, I would like to ask Lord Watson, founder and CEO of the Penny Foundation, as well as his guests to join me at the podium. As they come down, they are here to discuss the Penny Games. That's P-E-N-N-Y, Penny Games. It's coming to Birmingham. Today, Mr. Watson, you come on up, y'all. He's here to tell us about their 2nd annual Penny Games, which is an which includes an HBCU debate plus esports invitational October 1st through October 3rd. The three-day event will bring together students from more than 16 historically black colleges and universities, 500-plus local high school students, and over 100 colleges, employers, and civic partners for a dynamic mix of cultural immersion, academic competition, as well as talent development. And I think it's best for me to get out of the way and let him give you the deets on what's really going on October 1st through the 3rd.
Thank you. All right. Good morning. As always, a pleasure to see everyone. Again, yes, I'm here to talk about the Penny Games, and it being a Birmingham-created, a Birmingham-based opportunity to grow and sell the city to young people across the nation. And so it's divided, this year it's divided up into two parts. One is the gaming portion. So the virtual gaming online competition will start amongst HBCU colleges around the nation on tomorrow. The top 12 from those gaming rounds will come to Birmingham on October the 1st to join us here, partner with Miles College, and they'll be out at Miles College in their new facility as well. So they'll be all over the city. As far as the debate portion of it, we have 8 schools coming to Birmingham: Howard University, Hampton University, Tennessee State, Bethune-Cookman, Livingstone College, Wiley College, Alabama A&M will all be in Birmingham, and Morehouse will all be in Birmingham on October 1st through the 3rd debating. They will be debating in our Birmingham City High Schools. And so the debates will take place on Thursday in the high schools, giving access to each one of the, or to our high school students. We're excited about our partnership with Speak First. If you've heard of Speak First, they're bringing that program back to create a Birmingham Debate League. And so as we finish our debate, they will be recruiting students to be a part of Speak First to build a Birmingham Debate League. And so the reason why I think that this deserves support is, one, it shares our story here in Birmingham with the world, with the nation. We're seeking to attract top students. I always have multiple motives of doing things, but my thing is I want people to see Birmingham like we see Birmingham. And so the opportunity to bring debaters and gamers to Birmingham to spend 3 days with us, it gives businesses and corporations a chance to pitch their programs, products, to get students to come in to live here. We're also doing a college fair on that Thursday night at Topgolf. And so colleges will have a chance to have a bay, so your students can come by, they can hit golf balls and talk to a college recruiter. Hey, it doesn't get any better than that. Also pick up college information. And so we're excited about this event. This is going to be our signature event. It's going to grow next year. And we're already looking at adding more sports, chess, and potentially golf to bring and attract more attention to the attention that we want to attract to Birmingham. I know I was given a brief time. I hope I covered everything. To find out more information, you should go to thepennygames.org.com. That's THE, pennygames.com. And with that, did I miss anything? Okay, with that, I'm through.
Councilor Smith.
Thank you. I really want to thank you for bringing this event to Birmingham, because a lot of people don't really know how special Birmingham is. I remember going to Hampton and people ask me weird questions like, do we have roads? Is Birmingham a big city? I remember John Lewis was my graduation speaker, and he was talking about chickens, and people were looking at me, imagine that during graduation, asking about that. But I think this is amazing. I feel like I also participated in something like this when I was in college. We went to, maybe it was Benedict College. It was something different. We were debating other HBCUs, but I really want to thank you. This is amazing, and also including other HBCUs instead of the top 4, both HUs and Morehouse and Spelman. So I think we already talked about me supporting it. So I look forward to seeing it. And Mr. Mayor, I know Morehouse is participating, but I think Hampton's going to win. So thank you.
Yep, no comment.
Comment, Hampton, Tuskegee, who else is HBCU prep?
All right.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Ms. Clark. Thank y'all for listening to that. I really hope your schedule over those 3 days finds the time to participate. This is something we also should support. I can't talk this morning. Could you, as I talk, please come down? Ms. Clark, thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to ask Councilor Carol Clark to join me at the podium. As she comes down, I would like to ask our guests on the front row here with the National Community Stabilization Trust, also known as NCST, who are still seated, to please stand and come up because they want to be shy, and I'm sure why. They're going to make me look at them until they come all the way up. Thank you all so much. Good morning. Again, the people you see standing here before the podium are with an organization, the National Community Stabilization Trust, along with Carol Clark. I want to put this in context before I continue reading some of my notes. Many of us, the 10 of us, have just gone through a process of engaging community and related to a campaign. One of the topics that came up over and over was, it didn't come up in regular words like stabilization of community. It came up more like this blighted property here, right? We heard that over and over. Dear City Council, dear Mayor, do something about it. Why has it been this way for so long? I've lived here all of my life. Why does this property look like this 5, 6, 7, 8+ years? Why can't the city do something about it? And as I've explained, as you all have explained, some of our properties come in many forms. Why they're not stabilized. It could be a slumlord, it can be an absentee owner, it can be an out-of-state owner, it can be many reasons. One of the reasons that does not get talked about enough, and that's why Councilor Clark is here, is heirs property. It is a significant issue in our city related to when a loved one died, what happens with the next generation in that property. There are many categories and many reasons to explain why the blight exists at the level it exists in a city like Birmingham. One being our population decrease over a 40-year period. But within that issue, significantly, is heirs property, which touches, I guarantee you, there's an heir property issue in every single district, including District 3, as well as District 1, as well as District 2. So with that, earlier this year, NCST launched a Black and Latina middle neighborhoods heirs property program. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much. It's pretty cool. This is a new year-long initiative designed to support and train a cohort of community development professionals working to address heirs property issues and their impacts on Black and Latino communities. They are convening right here in Birmingham to discuss this important project. And so first of all, I would like to thank you all for being here, choosing Birmingham. 2, I want to thank you, Councilor Clark, for leaning all the way in on this, as well as the work you all do across our country, promoting property reuse as well as neighborhood sustainability. And so now I'm going to get out of the way because Councilor Clark has been walking closely with them. She's been in my ear about this. Hopefully she's been in your ear about this. This is an issue that affects Birmingham at a rate probably higher than any other city in our entire state. We have work to do around it, and so I'm glad to have the help of these folk as well as Councilor Clark. So,
thank you, Mayor, and good morning, colleagues, and all the rest of Birmingham. It's been a great pleasure for Neighborhood Housing Services of Birmingham to be invited to participate in a year-long immersive learning journey on heirs property issues alongside host agencies from Atlanta and Baltimore under the guidance and sponsorship of NCST. We're heading into the 4th quarter and home stretch of our year, and we're delighted to have the project convening in Birmingham. So we've been hosting them for the last couple of days since Sunday, and they'll depart today. I'd like to introduce the team from NCST. Even though they're a DC-based nonprofit, their leaders sit everywhere. But first, our counterparts from the other host agencies representing Healthy Neighborhoods Baltimore is Kuda Zamuda. If you would just raise your hand so they'll see you, Kuda. And representing House ATL is Ashley Edwards. And then representing Neighborhood Housing Services of Birmingham is Evan Holloway. Leading us through the week-to-week immersion from NCST has been Jordan Backstrom and Chris Garland, our team lead. And then all of this is happening under the amazing leadership of COO Carlos Alcazar and CEO Chris Tyson. And I'm going to invite the Chris's to come up and tell you more, starting with Chris Tyson. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor Woodfin, members of the council, and Councilman Clark. Thank you for having us and giving us a few minutes of your precious time to explain the work that we've been doing here in Birmingham, but also in Baltimore and Atlanta. Our Heirs Property Initiative is an extension of our longstanding focus on middle neighborhoods, particularly Black and Latino middle neighborhoods, in partnership with NeighborWorks America, who's one of our founding organizations. The National Community Stabilization Trust was established in 2008 in the aftermath of the mortgage crisis to assist with the glut of foreclosed homes that existed all over the country and finding ways to channel those assets back to communities in ways that support affordable homeownership. Over 28,000 transactions with over 300 partners around the country 17 years later. We're still doing that work, also focused on federal policy, innovation, and reform, and lending to small developers through a pilot that we've established in Baltimore to support the rehabilitation of vacant property, again, to increase the supply of affordable single-family homes for homeownership. We're the homeownership people. And so that's something we believe is essential to stabilizing neighborhoods and closing the racial wealth gap. So we're so excited to be here with you and to have some of your time. I'll let my colleague Chris Garland speak a little more specifically about the heirs property work that he's been leading, but we thank you for your partnership and we look forward to doing more here and around the country in service of the heirs property issue and the broader goal of expanding affordable homeownership.
Thank you, and good morning, Council. Good morning, Mayor. Thank you. Again, my name is Chris Garland, and as Carol Clark mentioned, I've had the privilege of serving as our project lead on this effort. It's a year-long effort. We started back in January with Ashley, Kuda, and Evan from NHS Birmingham, right here in Birmingham, and it's been a fantastic experience, right? We've had an opportunity to really build an immersion into learning around heirs properties. What are the best practices? What is the history? How do we tangibly unpack that so that we can address both the neighborhood concerns and also the concerns, the real lived concerns of those families? Every Monday we get together, we bring in subject matter experts to educate us, and when I say us, I mean myself, my colleagues Jordan Backstrom as well, right along through that process, so that we can reach in deeply onto that effort that our presidency, Chris Tyson, discussed about being those home ownership people. Because it's not just about creating new homes, right? It's about preserving the existing homes and creating that intergenerational wealth through addressing those problems, addressing those issues along the way. Our program is more than just educational. It's tangible as well. There are assignments that are necessary in preparation, real-time activities, and also each of the organizations has been building towards a special project, something that they'll realize by the end of the year as well. We're particularly excited about the work that Carol and Evan have been doing here in Birmingham, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say that really it's been a fantastic experience here in Birmingham over the last couple of days, seeing the real work that's happening on the ground with NHS Birmingham and their team. So once again, thank you all so much. It's been a privilege to be here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris and Chris, for helping me to explain everything. And one of the requirements of participation is to do a special project, and we were helped by the Community Foundation of Greater Birmingham to fund a researcher and an intern. So we we've been working on a census-like study of heirs property within the city limits, and we look forward to coming back and sharing that report with you, because I think it'll really help, elucidate why we have some of the challenges we have with code enforcement and so forth. So with that, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. You're back up now. Is there a photo op?
Counselor Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Carol Clark, I really want to just give you your kudos. Thank you. You and I have had numerous conversations around what does community stabilization looks like. I want to thank all of the people that have been here with you for a year. And you know, you often hear me talk about educate, and that's so important. You know, with the constituents, Mayor, thank you, thank your team, Dr. Megan Venable Thomas, who I just truly adore, and Corey Starworth, you know, continually doing the deep dive in the community and stabilizing, you know, these heirs' properties. And it's just so many people to thank, but again, thank you. I really want to thank you for doing a deep dive and honor you and doing the work that you're doing with neighborhood housing. You got a chance to work with you doing some work in District 9, and really just excited to continue to work with the vendors and the partners that we have that's doing this work. Again, thank you all again for coming to Birmingham. Sometimes we got to go outside of Birmingham to look and see what other people are doing, best practices and best formations. Not saying that we're overlooking our people here, but coming back, giving the people the knowledge, you know, that they need to succeed. Again, thank you, Mayor, your team, and thank Dr. Thomas, and thank my colleagues. We're looking forward to stabilizing, you know, these communities. Thank you so much.
Counselor Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. I really want to thank you all for coming today. In my other life, I'm an attorney. I do probate work, so you guys, I understand completely. So my father and I, a couple of years ago, with the Black relatives, were on a panel called What to Do with Big Mama's House. Because what happens is, naturally, people of color don't get a will. Either a lot of times, sometimes they'll stall. I know I've had clients where we barely got them before they transition, and with them having a will. And, you know, nobody, you guys know this, nobody really wins when you don't have a will. You may have 4 siblings who don't want to sell the house, then you have 2 that do want to sell the house. Now you have a dilapidated house in the neighborhood. And so I would love to see that report, just personally. I think talking with the volunteer lawyers, Birmingham Bar, because they probably can give you some more context on, you know, how often does this come up? What are some questions that we have? The city of Birmingham does a wills clinic. So I think it's really just a holistic approach to it. But, you know, Councilor Clark, I really want to thank you for bringing that awareness on being on the city council, because, you know, we talk about overgrown lots, et cetera, but you're bringing solutions to this type of program. So, you know, however I can support you, just let me know. I think it'll just help because, you know, Black people, we've been behind the 8 ball for decades and generations, and resolving this issue or really tackling it would help with generational wealth to really help Black people kind of get closer to running the same race with other races in America. So thank you, and congratulations.
Counselor Abbott.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, it's very exciting that y'all are here in Birmingham, and thank you, Councilor Clark. We've talked about heirs property a lot. And my introduction to heirs property was in South Woodlawn 23 years ago. A lady passed, and I slowly watched over the next maybe 15 years. The house was beautiful, and then it began to decline, and then it declined some more, and then it got a hole in the roof, and then the roof collapsed. And then the city came and bulldozed it. And that was my introduction to heirs property. You know, that the heirs just sit there and let the house decline. And then the neighbors got to enjoy all that over those 15 years. I just came to a neighborhood meeting and a few other meetings a few times a month. And those poor people watched that beautiful house just slowly decline. So that was my introduction. When I first heard of heirs property, I thought, heir property, everybody's got heir. But it was the wrong kind of heir. But I appreciate you being here, and we are looking forward to solutions, because it is such a problem in Birmingham, and we've lost so many great houses because of this. It's just it's a tragedy that needs to turn into something positive. So I know from looking at all your faces that you're working on something positive, and I know that Carol's been working on something positive for a long time. So, thank you. And who is going to be sending us information via email on this?
Council Williams?
Thank you. You know, Carol, my introduction to Ayers Property is when you drugged me to an older gentleman's house that had several properties and wanted me to bail out the tax liens for him after we spent 2 hours in the unair conditioning house of this gentleman. So I had a very different exposure to Air Property. You owe me a drink for that
You
one.
remind him of his grandson.
And yeah. So anyway, you are so passionate about this, which we both got to experience one afternoon a few summers ago. And even though that you are transitioning on from the council, I'm excited that you're going to continue this work for the city of Birmingham, because even though I'm joking about that experience, it really does illustrate the issue, because you have a gentleman that just could not afford to even sell the house. That he had multiple properties on the same street. He could not even afford to sell the house to get it up to where someone could actually purchase it, and that's how far behind he got. Back taxes. Anyway, it's a real issue in a lot of urban cores. It's an issue in the city of Birmingham. You still owe me a drink for that. But thank you for your passion on it, because it's very evident that you have it.
Let me just quickly say thank you to each of you. This is important work, and this is work our community and other communities across our country need, so thank you for leaning in your leadership. Mr. President. Yes, sir.
Councilor Moore, I believe,
Yeah.
has a question.
Look, I just, I also wanted to say something as well, because I know that you are not only passionate about it, but very well versed. I've learned a lot, from just sitting next to you about this housing issues that we have. I was on Instagram not too long ago, and I saw a post where, somebody, kind of talked about 18-year-olds, right? This idea of pushing them out of the household just because they're 18 and expecting them to be able to maintain, like their own living situation and knowing exactly how to handle themselves. And, it started sending me down this spiral of how we have a culture of, not really having a plan for how we're going to maintain it. At one point in time, it used to be that we had multi-generational homes where everybody kind of lived together. And even if you look at different countries, some countries don't have this issue of, heirs properties, because everybody is, working together to maintain those spaces so that they can have that wealth to remain in their household. And so I'm excited about the information that you all will provide, because I think it will speak to an even deeper issue that we have around, how we view housing and how we view, community, because in the day and age that we live in, it's extremely expensive, right? Like, it's extremely expensive. And if we can build better, relationships amongst, the people that are in our household, I believe that it'll be easier for us to, number one, live together, but then also develop a plan as to how we maintain what we've worked so hard to acquire. So, thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. All right, appreciate it, Mayor. Councilor Smithens.
Just briefly, Mr. Mayor, I got a text from a neighborhood officer in Oakwood Place, and she was telling me about the barking door, I guess I'll talk to y'all, the barking door, dogs ordinance, basically that the noise ordinance was being, you know who it is, Chief, who texted me, was being very excessive, and residents felt like it wasn't being addressed. So I will just ask for some assistance with that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Also, Chief, I know Councilor Smitherman recently asked about this, but I wanted to touch on it again because I got some questions from residents. About a year ago, the city had put out a sign up, newsletter or opportunity for people to receive recycling containers, the curbside hand carts. And, we are still getting inquiries from residents that weren't able to receive those. So do we have the recycling carts on order? And are we waiting to receive them, or do we need to go through another ADEM funding cycle to get funding for that, or where are we at?
Yeah, per Chief Mitchell, yeah, we do have them on order. So we need to follow up with you all to see those residents who have made those requests and have not gotten follow-up, and we'll coordinate between the residents and DPW to make sure that they get that follow-up. And if the carts aren't in, we'll make sure that they know the time frame that they'll have them.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, without objection, we're going to suspend the rules for a presentation. As many of you are undoubtedly aware, one of the mayor's signature programs is Birmingham Promise. And so one of the functions of Birmingham Promise is giving Birmingham City Schools students the opportunity to get some real-world experience in a work environment. So the council for the past couple of years has been one of the employers who has been bringing in interns. And yesterday we had a new group of 6 Birmingham intern students who will be working with us for the next 12 weeks. So I want to ask you guys to stand up and come up to the lectern and introduce yourselves. So you guys come on down. Public speaking is part of your internship trainings. Okay, so tell us your name, tell us your high school, and what your plans are, and your grade you're in. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, my name is Adriana Sanders, and I go to Carver High School, and I'm 17 years old. And my plans are to enlist in the military and to go to Spelman College after I graduate high school.
Awesome. All right. Can you also, if you've been assigned to one of the council district offices, could you tell us who you'll be working with?
Miss Latoya Tate, District 9.
Okay. All right.
Good morning. My name is Brandy Brownex. I go to Ramsey High School and I'm 17 years old. After graduation, I plan to attend North Carolina A&T for the next 4 years and get accepted to the nursing program. And I will be working with District 5, President O'Quinn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Rachel Middlebrooks. I am 16 years old. I go to Winona High School. And I am the head drum major for the Mighty Marching Dragons. And after I graduate, I plan to attend the Alabama State University to major in forensic science or criminal justice. And I plan to be in the band program with the Mighty Marching Hornets. And I'm with District 7.
Awesome.
Good morning. I'm Alicia Davis. I'm a senior at Woodlawn High School. And after high school, I plan to attend Spelman College. My major is undecided, but I want to be a radiologist after those 4 years.
Good morning, my name is Tavion Rucker. I attend Woodline High School and I'm 17 years old. After I graduate, I want to go to trade school for electrician or HVAC.
Nice.
Good morning. My name is Jordan Pickett. I attend Huffman High School. After I graduate, I'm 17 years old. After I graduate, I'm still undecided on what I want to do, and I am in District 1.
Good morning. My name is Bilal Abdurrashid. I'm 17 years old. I go to Ramsey High School. After graduation, I want to go to the University of Alabama at Birmingham and be a civil engineer. And I'll be working in the mayor's office.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to spending time with you for the next 12 weeks. And, you know, this is a unique opportunity for both us, you know, and you. And, you know, let's make the most of it. Thank you. Okay, we'll get back to our agenda. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. All items on the consent agenda will be announced by reading the item numbers only. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member or the mayor requests the item be removed from the consent agenda. Additionally, a citizen interested in addressing the council with respect to an item on the consent agenda designated for public hearing may request the item be removed from the consent agenda to hold the hearing on the item. Any items removed from the consent agenda will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. For remaining matters, all matters of permanent operation will be read and all public hearings will be announced. Mr. Clerk, could we please read through the items on our consent agenda?
Okay, consent agenda starts on page 2 with items 2, 3, and 4. Page 3, item 5 is on consent, as well as item 7. Page 4, items 8, 9, and 10 are on consent. Page 5, we have items 11, 12, and 13 on consent. We need language change on item number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth line down, after food, place the words insecurities in our communities in the amount not to exceed $15,797. That's on item 11. Page 6, we have items 14 and 15 on consent. That amount should change to $3,250. Breaking that up into District 2 with $1,000. District 5, $1,500, and District 6, $750. That's for item number 14. Page 7, we have items 16, 17, and 18 on consent. Page 8, we have items 19, 20, 21, and 22 on consent. Page 9, we have items 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 on consent. Page 10, items 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34 on consent. Page 11, items 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40 are on consent. Page 12, items 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45 are on consent. Page 13, items 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50 are on consent, and then we have one addendum item.
I think we have a copy of or here it is, the addendum item, item 51. Okay. Do any members of the council wish to add or remove an item from the consent agenda? Councilor Moore.
I want to add item 51 to consent.
All right.
Yes,
Counselor O'Quinn, I concur with adding that, but I just wanted to find out with item 51, does it correlate to item 15 on page 6? I believe the organization has a name change as well.
Chief Mitchell, or Mayor?
Yes, it does correlate.
Okay, so I go with the consent. And can we just say the name for the record?
What is?
Yes. This is
Item
the
15.
So,
chief.
so the name needs to stay the same because they still have their articles of incorporation under the old name.
Okay.
And then they're going through that process of renaming it to what we'll share yesterday in Budget and Finance.
Okay.
For South Bend, yes.
All right, I'm okay with it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Counselor Abbott.
Yes, I'd like to remove item 16 on page 7.
16, page 7. Okay. Others? All right. Item, Council Williams, item number 9, page 4. Okay. We also have items 2 through 5 that are marked as public hearing items. Do any members of the public wish to remove any of those items from the consent agenda? Seeing none, we're ready for a motion on the consent agenda.
So move.
Okay. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
The consent agenda is approved. Item 1, please.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Okay, item 1 should be withdrawn at the request of planning and engineering permits. Next should be item 6.
Okay.
Item 6, an ordinance authorizing the mayor upon receipt of payment in the amount of $10,533.74 to execute a quitclaim deed to Lisa Bimbo for the sale of property legally described as lots 25 and 26 in block 125 according to the survey of East Lake as recorded in the map book 1, page 217 in the appropriate office of Jefferson County, Alabama, parcel number 23011315 011.000 and located at 8005 3rd Avenue South, Birmingham, Alabama 35206, which was acquired by the city upon foreclosure of municipal improvement liens in accordance with section 3-1-4C of the general code of the city of Birmingham. And this is an item of permanent operation and the UC to pass it today.
Move for your say.
Councilmember Abbott.
Aye.
Councilmember Clark. Councilmember Moore. Councilmember Smitherman. Councilmember Tate. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. President Pro Tem Alexander. Council President O'Quinn.
Aye.
Motion on the item, please.
Move the item.
Item is before you.
Okay, any discussion on this item? Seeing none, we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Item 6 is approved. Item 9, please.
Item 9, a resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a public transportation services agreement between the city of Birmingham and Jefferson County Transit Authority and the city of Birmingham, under which the BJCTA will provide public transportation services as part of a transit system to include fixed route, demand response services, micro-transit services, and bus rapid transit services within the city limits for an amount not to exceed $14 million, which compensation is comprised of $11 million for the fixed route and paratransit services and $3 million for BRT services. Motion, please.
Move the item.
So-
Item is before you.
All right. Council Williams.
So on this, I have a lot of questions, one of which is, in the committee, you know, you said that you were going to let me know when that was happening, but anyway.
And I did.
What did we add to the agreement that keeps this more in check?
Yeah, so there was, the language of the agreement is largely the same. We did add some additional language relative to the mobile app that they've been working on. And I believe the delivery date specified in the contract is January of 2026. And we do have representatives of BJCTA here, if you guys want to elaborate.
Good morning. Good morning, Council President, members of the council. Mayor, it's always good to see you, Chief Sparks, Chief Mitchell. We have placed in the contract your request for the mobile application, which we shall have implemented and launched by January.
Okay, is there a clawback if that is not done by January 2026?
There's nothing in the contract, to my knowledge, that if that doesn't happen, but we're in the testing phase now, and phase 1 will be ready, if not before January 2026. But I don't think we will have a problem. There's no delays right now in the project schedule.
Well, but I've been hearing about the app for years, so it by nature is delayed. So do we have, what is our latest reliability number? Because when we got the presentation from you guys a while back, I believe it was hovering a little bit over 50%. Is our on-time number improved to the 80%?
It has. It's not approved to 80%. But again, let me explain, the 50% was not our current on-time performance. That was our past on-time performance at 58%, which we have been trending up for the last several years. And now our on-time performance is around 75%.
Okay. Well, that is an improvement. What do we need to fund you guys to get to the 70-30 plan that you guys presented?
An additional $2 million.
Okay. Does the administration have is the goal of the administration to fund to get to their 70-30 plan?
You're way ahead of me, my friend. 2 months into the fiscal year you just approved. But if you don't mind, let us learn more and talk to her. But
okay.
I don't want to be, I'm honest, premature about what we can talk about for next July 1 related to our budget. Of course, I support her, I support her team, and I support better efficient transportation for our riders who are our residents. But we always got to talk, what does it look like for our budget?
Okay. Okay, so if we don't, y'all requested a meeting with my office next week, I believe, to talk about more cuts in my district, I presume.
I don't think they're cuts. We haven't done any service cuts, and we don't have plans to do any service cuts. We're reallocating services, but I don't think your district is impacted at all.
Okay, well, when you say reallocating in my district, what is that?
That's part of the 70-30 plan. So what the 70-30 plan does is reallocate services to more workforce on-demand stops to meet the changing workforce. And we're moving from some stops to have no activities. But I don't think your district is one of those impacted.
Okay, and then for VIA actually to be able to provide service within my district, that would be part of the $2 million in the 70-30 plan?
There is the future plan, which is part of the enhanced proposal plan, which is for the additional funding. And that may or may not be VIA in your area, because Max Transit also provides microtransit, and we do it at a lot less than VIA does. But you do have, there are future plans for your area, but according to the budget right now, we just cannot afford it in your area.
Okay. What have we done over to get to this number? You know, we're talking about additional needs. And then just re-looking at the email you guys sent me, I mean, it does say that it will affect my district, so maybe it was a typo from your staff. I don't know. But, you know, my district already has no access almost to public transportation. And it is a huge issue that, you know, I've been talking about for years. And I have a fundamental issue at putting more and more money into a system that is not providing our citizens a reliable transit, you know, option for, especially in my district. I have a real interest in seeing that people can get to doctor's appointments, jobs, grocery store, or wherever the hell they want to go, that do not have the ability for either a financial reason or health reason to own and drive a car. And so as we have increased funding to the BJCTA, the service in my district has gone down and down and down. And so, you know, we had when was the state of the transit address?
2 years ago.
So 2 years ago, at the end of that year, during that presentation, y'all said that there would be a functioning app. I mean, that was the state of the transit address. There was going to be a functioning app. And so, you know, that's why I'm asking, when's the app coming? And now it's coming in 2026.
Well,
So,
can I clarify what we said in State of Transit?
please.
We were in the process of planning and producing that app. So we had to go through a series of procurement, accountability, which means we had to put the app out for procurement. So there's several steps that we had to go through after planning. So in that project phase, there's initiation, which is where we were to introduce the app at State of Transit. Then we went through planning. Now we're in implementation. So an average project of that size takes anywhere between 2 to 3 years.
That is the craziest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. Anyway,
I've been a project manager for
cannot-
over 30 years. That's my background.
Yeah, and we're moving real slow with more money. Anyway, I'll give it back to you. I can't vote.
All right, Councilor Spillerman.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I have just a couple of other questions I didn't ask in Budget and Finance. And this may be really BDOT, but bus shelters, what does that look like, getting more bus shelters for a lot of our bus stops?
So again, bus shelters are determined not just by stop. There's criteria used by the FTA to place a bus shelter in a particular location. And bus shelter is also determined by budget. So because we're a budget-oriented company, we have to relate that bus shelter depending on the criteria for FTA. And so we have plans to expand bus shelter stops, but it just depends on the area. So we do have plans and a project for bus shelter expansion.
Okay, do you know how much it costs? I feel like maybe Mr. Fowler's, was it 3,000 maybe?
Yeah, it's
Five?
about that.
No,
About
I
3 to
just
5.
was wondering if that was like a project we could help with. I do remember she may be in college now. It was a young lady that was interning with Mr. Fowler, and that was her project, was trying to do more bus shelters around the city. So I would just love to have that criteria to see, especially considering, you know, global warming, everything is getting hotter, or benches for people to sit down in, not just my district, but all over the city.
We can get that information for you. And we are working with the city of Birmingham on mobility hubs that are coming in the future, so that will help with that as well.
Okay. And then just with the app in general, I would love to see it more user-friendly, because I have personally tried to use it once and I got confused. You know, it was just kind of hard to navigate. And so I would just love, you know, for tutorials for people, just make it easier for people to just go on the app, pick a ride, and then just go from there? Because right now it's a little bit more complicated. I think we talked about that.
Well, the good thing is, all of those apps are going to go away. The centralized app that we're working on that's going to be implemented during this phase is a centralized application. All of the single applications for BRT, fixed route, microtransit will all go away. So you'll have one application and it'll be a lot more user-friendly.
Okay.
It's an
And
innovative app. I think you all will be very pleased with it.
is there an educational campaign plan for
Absolutely.
that?
It's coming out as part of that marketing campaign. It's coming out as part of that mobile application launch.
Okay, and now I'll ask the same question from committee meeting. We talked about with the colleges using BRT to help them and via, so is that one of your plans?
So our BRT runs through a route, a 10-mile corridor that cannot deviate from that corridor based on the grant, but it does run, as you know, through downtown up to to the west side. So there are no plans to deviate as far as east or west, but we have plans to expand. But it's not in a college area. But the good thing is we're finding that high school students are using the service a lot more, especially Woodline. So a lot of our service, our BRT, increased by 56%, and it has a lot to do with our high school students.
Yeah, and I would love to see, even help you with Birmingham City Schools. I think we talked about this yesterday, what that looks like to get all of the high schoolers to really use that, because that's a safe way, way safer than Uber, for example, or Lyft. And, you know, I think we talked about also helping with the youth, and I think that was Birmingham, Leadership Birmingham, we talked about that, so.
And we should have helped with that this summer. Did someone from our team?
Yeah, they're
reach out?
following up with
Okay.
me
Okay,
next week.
great.
Also, I almost have the same question as Council Williams. I have a meeting next week, and it's supposed to be routes affecting my district. Are you guys making any additional cuts to routes?
So again, we're not making cuts. So I don't know, I'm sure my team has sent out some emails to you. These are reallocations, so I'm not sure what these reallocations, I'm not sure what those reallocations are, but I have team members who can reach out to you directly to make sure that that you understand what those reallocations are going to be.
Okay, because I also would love for the public to know as
Sure.
well, because I think a lot of times changes happen in the city, and, you know, the public is the last to know about that. So I would love to see how we can expand that information out in my district as well.
No problem. And so just so you know as well, any changes that take place in service, by FTA requirement, we have to give 60 days notice to the public. So we're out in the public engaging all the time, ensuring that they understand any changes to the service.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Pro Tem Alexander.
Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate you reiterating the facts and information so that residents and members of the council can be, you know, truly in tune to what services you're doing. First, I just wanted to go back and I have been involved in community meetings where you have notified residents about changes. I don't think we have any coming up soon or allocations. I haven't received an email from you, but I do know that in the past when those do occur, as you said, FTA does have requirements for that. So I'm appreciative of that. I know it helps residents as they plan and utilize the services. I did want to go back to the question about the bus shelters. During my term, we did have a bus shelter that my office helped to put in the Jones Valley area. And so we'd asked a few years ago about one for Roosevelt. So how do we communicate that to you and your team? Is that through customer service, or
Yes,
is there a
ma'am.
contact
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
give us? Okay.
Always feel free to reach out to Trey Foster, who is our Customer
Yes.
Experience Director, Senior Director,
Okay.
and he'll get that information to our capital team, and then we'll start to coordinate with you on the particular bus shelters.
Perfect, because we wanted to continue with that thought of putting one in Roosevelt. So we'll contact you. Thank you.
Love to help you.
Thank you.
Counselor Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Director Shaw, for all of the hard work that you do.
Appreciate it.
And I realize, you know, change is hard, and then I just want, because a lot of people may not know what FTA means, Federal Transportation
That's right.
Authority, so I think we need to make sure that we make that. But I realize a lot of things, laws impact a lot of things that happen And I think you've done a great job when you invited us over to kind of explain. But like, what's the plan going forward to make sure that we continue to educate the public? And I really want to challenge my colleagues. You have a legislative session coming up in 2026, and the state of Alabama allocates L0 to
Zero.
public transit.
That's right.
And how do we lean in with you all or with the mayor and his team to make sure or try to at least get this conversation going? When you see all these robust transit systems operating in different places and spaces, and in the state of Alabama, we don't have that.
Zero
And then
dedicated
you have
funding.
organizations like Alabama Rise who fight every day for indigent communities to have access to health care, access to taxes off groceries, and access to public transit. So with the city of Birmingham seems to be the only funding mechanism that you all have, and the cuts that are coming from the federal level, it's time to reimagine how do we go after more funding, how do we lean in to make sure that the public transportation department in the city of Birmingham is getting what they need so people can have access. And when you are reallocating routes, what does that look like when it comes to micro transit? Like Councilor Williams said, I get it. People have to go to work. They don't have cars like some of us do, or if our car breaks down, we can call a friend or, call a buddy or somebody to get us to what we need. But it's super important for people to get to work on time, get to doctor's appointments on time. And how do we lean in as a collective? Because it's no time to point blame or blame somebody for what's not happening. It just started with you.
That's right.
It started many years ago. So I think we need to come together as a collective and just come up with either understand the roadmap that you are developing. I appreciate what you did in North Birmingham about the North Birmingham towers. I know I talked to the mayor, and I think Chief Mitchell and they had been dumping over there, but you guys came in, filled it out, and put a bus stop there. It's not a shelter there, a covered shelter, and maybe we can go back and look at that. But again, as you stated, these things are regulated by the federal government, and people have to understand that. I know going into council neighborhood meetings, we often be up on this like a firing range because we don't know what to tell people. And we'd like to see, you guys, coming out to the community, coming to the neighborhood meetings without people, cutting up. But people just need to understand like what's happening in real time. And so again, I want to thank you for what you're doing. And let's think about how we can rally behind what you all are doing to get, more funding and more funding sources to increase the footprint of public transit. I would love to see that happen here in this city.
Thank you for that comment. That advocacy means a lot, and it is a constant struggle with the state of Alabama. We've had 2 bills in the last 2 years that did not pass, and you're right, that happened way before me in 1952 when they passed an amendment that no gasoline tax could go toward public transportation. That was done intentionally, as we all know. So it is a constant struggle, but know that we're working very hard every day to ensure the services, but we can only do what we have budget to do. And the 70-30 plan is a game changer for us. And we actually started a micro-transit division, and we didn't get 1 dime extra from anywhere. That was the budget. So we reallocated services to where we know the workforce demand is and took it from places that were not meeting any demand because they were in front of vacant lots, in front of vacant neighborhoods. And we are now sourcing micro-transit in areas that never had it before. And we like to see it expanded, but of course that's going to be an enhanced budget expense. But I really do appreciate that comment, Councilor Tate, because it is a constant struggle for us. But our goal is to ensure that we connect people to places, and we want to contribute to their life quality. That's what we do, that's who we are, and that's what we represent. And so when somebody can't get to work, Councilor Hunter, that hurts us as well. So we want to make sure that we service your district and every district represented here, but we can only do so much with the budget that we have.
So let me ask you a final question, Councilor Williams. More municipality participation from, cross sectors and other municipality, and, and I know Councilor Quinn plays a big part. You know,
He
we all
does.
have our strengths
Absolutely.
on this council. He's the
We
expert
appreciate
when
him.
it comes to transit. Council Clark is the expert when it comes to housing, and we the expert when it comes to public safety. And how can we wrap our arms around you guys with these other municipalities and talk about the importance of what this transit look like all across this city? Maybe they need to be increasing their budget, because, you know, people want with less, we want more with less, and that cannot be.
That's right.
You know, we got to get more, and we got to get more people thumping in Montgomery, which means if people got to load up by the bus load, storytelling is very impactful.
It's important.
And you can change minds and hearts when you start telling stories. I've seen it myself just here recently in a courtroom, just recently with my niece. So I'm telling people that blaming and point the finger point, we got to stop this nonsense. And we got to get on board and make sure that people get what they need and get the services that they need, and go above and beyond to make sure that we do that. And that's going to DC, wherever we got to go to make it happen.
Thank you.
Pro Tem Alexander.
Yes, thank you, Councilor Tate, for just reminding us about what the state of Alabama and how the legislative session is something that we can key in on to get more funding for transportation. I also like the idea of working with the JC3 when we talk about other municipalities throwing in their monies to help to support this. We had a situation with the 45 in Bessemer, on Bessemer Road, and so we had residents, they're going one way towards Birmingham, they have bus service leading out of Birmingham, going into Bessemer, right in other neighborhoods. They didn't have bus service on that side of Bessemer Road, as because one of the other municipalities didn't support it. So it affects us even within our own neighborhoods when we neighbor certain municipalities. So I'd like to see that as an opportunity with JC3 to get that going. And just for councilors, when we talk about legislative agenda, we will be meeting today at 2 o'clock with the Government Affairs Administration Committee, and one of our agenda items, we're starting to work on those legislative agenda items for 2026. Thank you.
Council Williams.
Thank you. Ms. Shaw, can you go, when we met, you went over something that I think you called it executive service? Am I using that term correctly?
What services are you referring to?
It was called executive. What was it called, Daryl?
Oh, you're talking about the VIP services?
Oh, VIP, I'm sorry.
So we are, too, looking for additional opportunities for funding. And to do that, we know we have to generate revenue from someplace. So as part of our local funding, what we're doing, and we're working on a business plan right now to look at ways in which we can offer market rate transit, like, for example, Uber and Lyft. So we know that they're competitors, right? They tend to come after some of our customers who might want to get on our system, but they don't want to be on the bus or microtransit. So we too are going to be offering what we call VIP services, but really it's just going to be a market rate Uber and Lyft, and it's going to be a revenue generated source to help bring in revenue to the company. But we're still working that out with FTA and with our attorneys to ensure that we're not breaking any federal rules to risk our federal funding. And if it works out, then we'll be providing that VIP service, which will be market rate. And you'll be able to call Max Transit for your Uber and your Lyft, just like you do now for those private companies.
Well, my question is more of, well, I hadn't asked my question yet. My question is, I wanted to make sure that none of this $14 million that we are
Absolutely
allocating
not.
today goes anywhere near that.
Absolutely not.
Why we would spend money to compete against multi-billion-dollar international corporations when we can't even get the 9 districts transit, I don't know. But I want to make sure that that zero of this $14 million is going towards any kind of VIP service.
It will not.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
what we're
That's all
looking
I
to
have.
do. And that's just in our business plan mode right now, Councilor Hunter. And we have not spent one dime of your local funding toward that. It's in a business plan right now.
Okay, thank you.
Director Shaw, one quick question while we have you. The BRT has been tremendously successful.
It has.
Tens of thousands of riders every month on that. And, you know, I think that's in part because it's a no-fare system.
That's right.
It's the easiest thing you can imagine. You just simply go to the bus stop and step on the bus. No transaction needs to happen. So, and it takes you anywhere along a 10-mile route. So, love to see that. There are a couple of additional stops planned for that route in the central city area specifically. I wanted to see if you could give us a just, 10-second update on where that is.
So in the project phase, we actually probably missed 2 stops downtown, which is on 20th, 20th and 1st Street. So we're going to be adding 2 additional inbound, one inbound, one outbound platform. And then we're working with James Fowler to add 2 more platforms, and it escapes me right now where those 2 are going to be located. So in all, we're going to be adding 4 additional platforms in the very near future. We're preparing the procurement documents now to go out for solicitation, so we can get the construction started on those, especially the one on 1st and 20th Street. So in the next 6 months, you should start seeing a new platform for the BRT. And the BRT is increasing 56%. I mean, it is doing exactly what the city of Birmingham expected it to do, and it's even doing better. And one of the reasons is because the fares are complimentary right now. I'm just not sure how long we can keep them complimentary, but we like to do that because it is increasing ridership significantly.
Excellent, thank you. All right, I believe we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
All right, that item 9 is approved. Item 16.
Item 16, a resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a consent and ratification form under which the city of Birmingham will evidence its consent to a 24-month deferral of loan payments of Pizzitz LLC to the city of Birmingham Downtown Redevelopment Authority, acting as a designated public agency of the city with respect to $3,200,000 of HUD 108 loan made to Pizzitz LLC in 2015 to finance costs incurred for the historic renovation and redevelopment of Pizzitz building. Motion, please. Item is before you.
Discussion, please. Councilor Abbott?
Yeah, I just wanted somebody from the administration to explain why we're doing this.
Sorry, my back hurts. So what we're doing for this development is just extending the deferment payments for the Pizzitz by 2 years for them to make more payments in the future for future development.
But why?
I will actually let the developer answer that question.
But we're agreeing to it, or
Yes.
if we vote for this, we're agreeing to it. So
It's also something that we're doing with the HUD regulations also that has something to do with it, so I'll let the developer talk about that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Good morning.
Mr. Silverstein.
I'm David Silverstein, Mr. President, members of the council, mayor. Councilor Abbott, you know my passion for Pizzitz. For over 15 years, we have been engaged on this iconic project. Simply stated, we need to rebrand and remarket the food hall component. It experienced a tremendous downturn as a result of COVID, as you can imagine. We did not receive any PPP money. We haven't asked the city for funding. And we have the need to get some relief so that we can spend dollars to make improvements to to the food hall, bring in new tenants, new businesses. Quite frankly, it may not all be food. I think there is a need in downtown to have some additional shopping also with food mixed into it. So it's to give us some breathing room so that we can spend the dollars to make major improvements to the food hall. We're funding Pizzitz every 6 months, I mean, quite frankly.
Okay, so,
Can I add, I just want to make sure that the council understand that there's no new money that is obligated to this project. We're just extending the terms of the loan agreement. That's all we're doing.
okay, well, I'm fine with that. I just wanted to know why we were doing it.
Yes.
And it wasn't clear from what I read, so I just needed to hear something. Thank you.
Council Clark.
Thank you, Mr. President. I really love the food hall, and I know getting that project done was hairy and it was a long time coming. And many restaurants have failed because we don't have many of the workers downtown are teleworking. And so you don't have the same market that you had to serve. I mean, those restaurants, I don't know if they could, and I think we have more residences downtown, but we don't have sort of that daytime volume to really support those businesses. But I really love having it there as an option for food service downtown. I sometimes forget it because there's nothing on the street to make me go, oh, there's something I like inside of Pizzitz. So that impulse, you can't really appeal to impulses being so interior. But I can imagine it's a struggle. I think, I'm glad you're thinking about other types of retail and services, and maybe some activations, more events, art shows, something that's going to draw more people in and make it a destination, so that we don't forget to go.
Well,
And forget to support
You hit the
it.
nail on the head.
Yeah.
We've begun to have dialogue with McQueen, further dialogue about how to be collaborative with McQueen and IMAX, with the Sidewalk Film Festival. In my office, people are tired of hearing me say Birmingham isn't Mars, and these types of projects in other cities can be successful, have been successful. So bear with me. We're going to get it done. And,
Okay. Well, and I think
we
everybody who
believe
can
in
hear us
Pizzitz.
needs to remember to eat at Pizzitz.
Yes, well, we believe in the project, and
Well, let me ask you just what is the annual debt service on this note that we're deferring? Because I think that's important to us because we still have to keep paying it.
Yeah.
While you're
About
not paying it.
$200,000.
About $200,000 a year? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Councilor Tice, sorry, I don't know where that came from. Councilor Smitherman.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I'm going to give a different perspective as somebody who works downtown. So Pizzitz Food Hall is about 2 blocks from me, and I don't forget Pizzitz. In fact, just some positive, my friends and I, we'd be like, hey, where do you want to go for happy hour? My friends will go. I've had friends go for just even work meetings. And I've also enjoyed the different events there. I think there's been maybe a Cinco de Mayo event. I know it was an outside organization that did. It was packed. So I've seen the Pizzitz Food Hall packed. But, I thought, and I was talking about this with my sister actually, I thought there was a different vision for it. I thought maybe I shouldn't use these words. Today's culture, more culturally diverse. Like there would be different types of food in the food hall. When we went to Nashville for NBC Leo, their food hall is amazing. Anything you want, you can get there. You can get ice cream, Chinese, burgers, sushi. That's how I would love to see the Pizzitz Food Hall look like, because as of right now, Council Clark is right, you don't have a lot of options. You maybe have the hamburger spot, is it Ashley Max? I don't even think the sandwich place is there anymore. But I would just like to see more diversity. I really think it's more of a marketing issue because you have Sidewalk Film Festival there. You still have the bar who a lot of people actually come together and go there. So I think it's really more of a marketing issue, but I would just love to see it be more culturally diverse with restaurants as well.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Family friendly too.
Family friendly too, you know, and I think sometimes the hours of the restaurant also affect it, but also, I think the space in the front, definitely, like I've seen yoga there, for example. I've done a charcuterie board class there. I think also with Council Clark, if you see more people in there, that may attract you to the food hall as well. So I would just like to see just a facelift.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. As I said, my passion hadn't waned, and believe that it's iconic and needs to have a rebranding, remarketing, re-tenanting. Okay.
Council Williams?
Appreciate your comments today.
Yeah, Mr. Silverstein, I just wanted to thank you for continuing to work on this project. I know that if the Pizzitz were to become what the Pizzitz was before your redevelopment of it, and was a boarded up storefront, that would have a huge impact on our city center. And so while that there is no additional funding per se being in the form of a grant or whatever, or economic development incentive, I do think that this extension is very worthwhile, because the alternative of letting that space go dark would have a huge impact on the restaurants that we've been trying to bring to our downtown corridor, to the vibrancy and commerce that us and Rev have been trying to bring to downtown, and the Pizzitz is an anchor of that. And so it is extremely important that it stays lit and not boarded up. So thank you for continuing to do that.
Dr. Thomas's mom, Valerie, lives in Pizzitz, so I'm constantly getting feedback, as you can imagine. So committed. You know, look, I've been, you know, I love the city of Birmingham, have invested heavily in the city, will continue to do so, and you have my commitment that we're going to, you know, the residentials do great. The Forge office does great. The pulse of the Pizzitz, though, is the food hall retail component. So we just need to get on with it, and we'll do it. You have my commitment.
Councilor Tate?
Just really quickly, just want to echo what Councilor Smitherman mentioned about diversity. We went to Nashville and saw a food court, and it was so many people in there.
It's amazing.
I mean, like,
It's amazing.
I was blown away, and it was family friendly, as you stated. And I just think, you know, bringing, you know, more retail. I was just sharing with Council Woods, I went somewhere to a food court, and I saw a Target in there. I was like, what, a Target in a food court? So, yes, we'd love to see, because I was just in Pizzitz last week and stopped by the little burger place, which I probably shouldn't have, but I dismissed the bun and just had the burger and the cheese and the lettuce and tomato. So I remember going to Pizzitz when it was a shopping store, when it was downtown. Would love to go in there and shop with my mom all the time. And you had Loveman's and all of that good old stuff in Woodward where you can run across the street, get the ice cream. But, you know, reimagine, you know, some things like that being in there. Thank you.
I want to reiterate what Councilor Williams said. I remember what the Pizzitz was before the restoration project, and I mean, you guys did such an incredible job restoring that building, and you know, it's amazing, and definitely don't want, you know, us stepping backwards and going in the wrong direction, and you know, so we're here to help.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Mayor, for your support.
Yep. All right, we're ready for the vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Item 16 is approved.
Always good to see you. Thank you for what y'all do.
Thank you, sir. That completes the items on our business items. We'll now go to announcements. Councilor Moore, our Counselor Abbott, are you ready?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
President O'Quinn?
Yes.
Just want to note on the addendum item, that language, we were correcting the address, but in the top part, that zip code should be 35235. That's the wrong zip code. And then the right zip code is correct on here, 35233. So the first one should be 35235. It's just the language, the correction.
Got it.
All right.
Thank you. Counselor Abbott.
So for September 9th, 2025, the next Planning and Zoning Committee meeting is scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, September 10th at 3:30 p.m. here in the council chambers. The next Neighborhood Association meeting is tonight. Highland Park Neighborhood Association meeting has been moved to the Virginia Samford Theater because of the air conditioning problems at Highland Park, which I hope will be resolved soon because they've been going on for over a year. So that's significant. So Virginia Samford Theater instead of the Highland Park facility. Then at 6 o'clock also, East Avondale Neighborhood meets via conference call. I'm a big proponent of my BHAM 311 app, and I hope that everybody has added it to their phone so that you can turn in all of the items that you see in your neighborhood that you would like to have fixed by the city. That's my BHAM 311, and you can get it at the Play Store or the Apple Store. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Counselor Abbott. Counselor Smitherman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Actually, I just thought about, Mr. Mayor, before you leave, I do have a question about if we want to inquire about recruiting businesses to our district or seeing what does that look like. I was thinking in particular the Heritage Shopping Center. I know one business is leaving a particular area, and I do know there's a need for like a coffee shop. One of our coffee shops actually closed down. They're trying to rebrand and come back next year, but I do know another coffee shop that's looking to expand. What does that look like? So, okay, because in particular, yeah, that and 5 Point South, so same, okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. For neighborhood meetings tonight, South Titusville will be at 5:30 at Holy Family. Then Arlington West End will meet today at 6 p.m. at the West End Library. The next Budget and Finance meeting will be on Monday, September 22nd at 3:30 p.m. Submissions are due Wednesday, September 17th by noon. Tomorrow, Wednesday, September 10th from 12 to 1 at Highlands Church, there will be the big community advisory forum there. So if you want to give any insight to the bid process and CAPS, this is your opportunity. Last week I had the opportunity to sponsor Hemp Hill's Muffins with Moms event. It was a great success, and I'm proud to share that Hemp Hill is now off of the full support list and continues to show significant academic improvement compared to previous years. So that is a win for our school system. And then lastly, tonight at the Arlington House, starting at 6 p.m. in partnership with the Black Women's Mental Health Institute, we will be having a book talk. The speaker is April Sumpkins. She is the mother of Miss USA 2019, who tragically took her life during the pandemic. She actually has started a book called By the Time You Read This and left 3 chapters undone, and her mama finished the book. So we'll be talking about suicide awareness, mental health, especially amongst people of color and women. It's free. We'll have food by Bistro on 19th. So please come out and come support this event. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Pro Tem Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. President. These are announcements for District 7. Today at 2 p.m. has already been announced. We will have the Administration and Government Affairs Committee meeting. This will be held in the council chambers. We have several neighborhood meetings this week. Tonight, we have the East Brownville neighborhood. They meet at 5:30 at Mirador Center. And the Riley Trevalic neighborhood will meet at 6 p.m. at Noble Chapel CME. So please join my staff and I for those meetings. On Thursday, September 11th, we have the West Brownville neighborhood meeting. They will meet 11 a.m. via conference call. And Roosevelt City meets at 5:30 at the Roosevelt Rec Center. And then to top off the week, Friday, September 12th, Garden Highlands has changed their meeting to this Friday instead of next Friday, so they'll be meeting at 4 p.m. at Hillard Baptist Church. I do want to, again, welcome our Birmingham Promise student, Miss Rachel Middlebrooks. And Rachel was real humble. She didn't tell you a lot about herself. She has a 3.9 GPA. As she already stated, her plans to attend Alabama State University, majoring in forensic science. And as she stated, she's a head drum major at Winona High. So we may be doing a little dragon strut later on today, but thank you. Those are my announcements.
All right. Thank you, Pro Tem Alexander. Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sandusky neighborhood meeting is tonight at 6 p.m. at the Jimmy Hudson Rec Center located at 309 Pratt Highway. North Pratt neighborhood meeting will be held tonight at 5 p.m. at the Pratt Library located at 500 Dugan Avenue. Oak Ridge neighborhood meeting will be held on Thursday, September 11th. They meet by conference call at 4 p.m. and the call-in number is 952-206-4918. Access code is 223418. Hooper City neighborhood meeting will be held on Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Hooper City Rec Center, 3901 4th Street West. Next public safety meeting will be held on today at 1 p.m. in the council chamber. I'm super excited again to be in partnership with President O'Quinn for our Safe Summer Series. And this year we're doing the trail ride. So we calling all y'all cowgirls and cowboys to join us for the line dancing spectacular. You know, people have taken this line dancing by storm, and it brings a lot of joy, you know, to community. So we have Logan the entertainer, we have Cupid, the Mr. Flex Man himself, Mike Clark Jr., Tony Armani, calling all y'all cowgirls and cowboys, country girls, come on in. And so we're excited. We also have an additional added to the show, Tish, who has a line dance song. So we're excited to see everybody coming to Legion Field, having fun. So get there early, get your boots on. Sorry we couldn't get Miss Shirley, that little 3-year-old. You know, Miss Shirley, that has blown all up over the internet. But we got some heavy hitters going to be at Legion Field on September the 14th, so please get there early. And again, thanks Councilor Quinn and his staff, Maisha and Kim, for being great partners to pull this off. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Councilor Tate. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. Quickly, the Kilo Springs Neighborhood Association, the meeting for tonight has been canceled. Want to shout out the Alabama Environmental Council, Black Warrior Riverkeeper, and all the volunteers who joined us on Saturday at Roebuck Golf Course. Everybody collectively was able to clean up just over 350 pounds of litter. As some of you may know, we have a endangered species, the watercress darter, and the pond right around the golf course is one of the only locations that they exist. And so excited and appreciative of everyone who came out to make an impact last weekend. And then coming up on Saturday, September 13th, we will be hosting our District 1 garden plant out. And so we'll be replanting for the fall season. So if you have a green thumb or you're interested in learning, we'll be at the District 1 Community Garden at East Pinson Valley Rec Center at 8 a.m. on Saturday. You can help plant fresh produce, prepare the garden beds. Sometimes we'll clear trails and things like that. So come on out. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Woods. Councilor Moore.
Thank you, Mr. President. As has been mentioned, Kilo Springs Neighborhood Association has been canceled. We also have the Northeast Lake Neighborhood Association that's taking place tonight at the Southern Museum of Flight at 6 p.m., along with the Penfield Park Neighborhood Association that will take place tonight at 6 p.m. at Brownsville Heights Community Center. I did want to bring to the attention of the administration, I had a chance to go to a couple of different neighborhood association meetings last night. I don't know who I need to talk to. Chad, oh, there you go. I couldn't see your eyes, sir. Was over in the Inglenook neighborhood, 3300 39th Street, and 3825 38th Avenue North were two lots that individuals brought to my attention that have had some, overgrown lots as well as some illegal dumping. And so wanted to make sure that I brought that to the attention of the team. And then also, I'm not sure if any of the other counselors have heard any of this when they go to neighborhood meetings, but I constantly get requests about mailers being sent out for folks to be notified about neighborhood association meetings, right? And so I know that there are mailers that go out from, both the council as well as from the mayor's office, and just trying to see if that's something that, people would be amenable to in putting in a mailer.
Yeah, well, from the mayor's office, we don't send out neighborhood notices.
Got you.
Usually we let the neighborhoods handle that with the discretionary funds that they have. And we have a vendor that can send out actual notices to the neighborhood.
Got you. The last thing that I wanted to make mention of was the fact that we have the Magic City Classic that's coming up. Tailgating tickets will go on sale this week, September the 11th, which is a Thursday. And so definitely want to make sure that, people jump on that as soon as possible, because you all know that they sell out quickly. And so wanted to make sure that folks knew to reach out to Legion Field for any questions that they may have, 205-254-2391. Again, tailgating tickets go on sale this Thursday, September the 11th. Reach out to Legion Field for any questions that you may have. And that concludes my announcements.
All right, thank you, Councilor Moore. In D5, we have the East Avondale Neighborhood Association that will meet tonight via conference call at 6 p.m. Please call my office to get that sign-in information. Number is 205-254-2679. On Thursday, the Smithfield Neighborhood Association will meet at 6 p.m. at the Smithfield Court Community Nutrition Center. Also want to let folks know that the Jefferson County Department of Senior Services and the City of Birmingham will host a Fall Senior Resource Fair this Friday, September 12th, at the Bill Harris Arena from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And again, if you need more details, please contact my office. Councilor Tate mentioned about the Safe Summer Concert Series that's coming up, or a collaborative project between our offices on Sunday. That starts at 5 p.m. at Legion Field. And Councilor Smithman wanted me to announce also that there's a Pilates at City Walk happening this Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. And you can check out the City Walk social media pages to find that information. And that concludes my announcements. We don't have any public speakers signed up for today, and I want to thank Officer Square for being with us yet again. Thank you so much, and we're ready for a motion.
Someone say.
All in favor say aye.